Yay Media Group.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to
Spill the Beans podcast for the girls.
Oh my gosh, I feel so shy.
I know.
We haven't been on here for a while.
It's been a few weeks.
I know, and we are so sorry. I mean, there's so many things that have been going on, obviously behind the scenes, behind the cameras, and it's been so hectic.
It's been hectic. It's been heavy.
Yeah.
And
I feel like we're surviving some horror, honestly. Like, that's what it feels like, just trying to survive this stage of life, you know?
yeah, you're doing your best you can.
Just trying to show up for everyone.
I know, and here we are.
I know. We're so sorry that we took last week off. It was just, I feel like mentally and emotionally not the best time to come on here.
Mm-hmm.
And before we get started, I did want to obviously address the huge news that happened a few weeks ago, and I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to give an explanation. Jonathan and I made the post, made the decision, made everything together. And I think that the only way we could ever explain or even talk about what we have been doing behind the scenes ever since, it's together. And so obviously,
it's only right if you guys address it together. And
yeah. And when we're ready, I feel like,
exactly.
Because there's so much I could say and so much I can talk about. But obviously, I feel like I'm not even ready to do that either because there's so many things that are being worked on behind the scenes, obviously.
Yeah. Todo su tiempo. No pressure. We're here for you. We love you. And
I know. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that was just supporting me, like just sending sweet messages and supportive messages. I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you for sticking by me, and I love you, and I'm so grateful for you. I will never take you guys for granted. I feel like I used to say that so often, and I need to get back to that. Like, I really am grateful for you guys and everything that you've done for me. So don't feel like I'm trying to ignore it. Don't feel like I'm trying to ghost you or just not talk about it and try to get over it, push it under the rug. Absolutely not. I feel like after seeing everything that's been happening since and seeing people choose sides and blames and
create
or just
narratives.
create narratives and different conspiracies and blaming people choosing sides without actually, like, we didn't even say anything else. It was such a vague post. I think that obviously from now on, it's just going to take a lot more thinking and a lot more planning when and if we ever decide to hop on social media together to explain this huge thing that happened in our life, you know?
Period.
But yeah, I'm doing a lot better now, and obviously taking so much time to work on things privately. And yeah, I think I'm ready to show back up and be here with you guys. I feel like you guys are so special to us, and you guys are like our close-knit group of girlfriends.
Yeah.
And
These are our girls.
Yeah, and I feel like one thing I noticed is like all my friends who checked in never asked for an explanation. You know, they were all just, you know what, I love you, I'm here for you, whatever you need. And I feel like that's how I feel with the girls that DM'd me, and we're just so kind. So it just feels like I'm catching up with my besties over a matcha.
Cheers.
And talking about how crazy life gets, because I was telling my mom, like, when it rains, it pours.
Exactly.
Like, pasa algo y de ahí empieza a llover y pasa todo lo demás.
And we have no control over what comes next.
And you have no idea.
Nope, no idea, no control, y así pasa.
Literally. We both have 2 emergency room stories.
I was going to say, speaking of chaos,
this week. And they were so hectic. So I'm going to let you start. First and foremost, I do want to address your blonde hair.
Oh my
God. Queen. You're looking so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like a Barbie.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Kira had given me ideas about what are we going to do with your hair? We need to do something with your hair. She said, let's go brown. Like, let's go to your natural color. I said, absolutely not. Make me the opposite of that. So here we are, blonde as can be.
Gorgeous. I love
you.
it. It's so perfect.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I love it too. I feel like a new person.
So you completely changed your look for summer.
Yeah.
And then literally a few days later, everything else changed.
Yeah. Like Blanca said, we both had emergency room scares, like way too close to each other. I guess I'll start with today's Tuesday.
Wednesday.
I don't even know what day of the week it is.
Oh, and happy belated Mother's Day to everybody. God. I hope everyone had an amazing Mother's Day. Yeah. Did you have an amazing Mother's Day?
Did you?
Me too. I felt so loved all day.
You are so loved.
And so are you, babe. But yeah, happy Mother's Day to all of you guys. We did have a Mother's Day episode planned, but of course, like I said, there was no way I could show up for it at all. No. Like I was in shambles. I still am in shambles, but I feel like I could pick myself up this week and actually show up. But yeah, I hope you guys had an amazing Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to every single one of you, mamacitas.
Exactly, mamazotas.
Anyway, Luis had started with stomach pain. And I was telling Blanca this, I feel really bad because sometimes I don't take him serious when he's in pain because he cannot differentiate like a soreness, like when you're sore from the gym to like a bad pain. And so since he's never had like any medical emergency before, I really wasn't taking him serious the first few days because he was just saying, ay, me duele la panza. And I would be like, okay, where does it hurt? And he didn't know how to explain to me like this. And every time I ask him like what type of pain, like does it burn? Does it sting? He doesn't know like how to explain that to me. He's just a man. So on Friday, he started with that pain. Saturday, again, he was with that pain. He was like just complaining, my stomach hurts, my stomach hurts. After Saturday, I was like, okay, then let's try to go to the urgent care. And he was like, no, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, whatever. So Saturday, Sunday, Mother's Day, we went to my mom's house and he kept complaining of this pain. And then this time, I think the pain was a little bit worse. So he was able to tell me like, it's like right here in the middle, like right at his belly button, he was saying. And he's like, it just feels like it feels like a knot kind of, it's pulling. And he says his stomach would get like really, really hard. And one time I like felt his stomach and it felt like hard. He's like, you like that? You think I have abs? I'm like, you're so
exactly.
But Sunday we were at my mom's house and he looked kind of down bad. So I thought he was just like getting sick or something. He ended up taking a really, really long nap. And by the end of the day, whatever, we went home and he still was complaining. Monday comes and he was complaining. But he was all day, he was like just trying to, como se dice, like brush it off, trying to just live, laugh, love, I guess. And by the time nighttime came around, it was actually like 7:00. We went to Sam's Club because we were going to go shopping. And then, we had a little pizza there. So as soon as he finished eating, he was like, it's getting really bad. But then I was like, okay, so let's go to urgent care. And of course he was like, no, like I'm fine. I'm like, okay, what can I do? And he just like ignored it, whatever. We ended up going to the gym with my brother. At this point it was, I think we went to the gym between 8:30 and 9. And my brother and I were working out and he was doing like what is it called? A chest press? I'm sorry, I'm new to the gym.
He was lifting some weights.
He was lifting some weights, doing something for his chesticles. And all of a sudden he's like, I can't. He's like, I have to go to the bathroom. It's hurting so bad. And I was like, okay, you can go to the bathroom, whatever. He comes back and he is like pale AF. He just looked like scary, honestly. And he was really clammy. Like, when you're like really nervous, he was really clammy and he just looked weak. Like, I don't know, he looked like down bad. So then at this point I was like, yeah. Because he was like, it's hurting. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go. I was like, let's go to the ER. And he goes, no, the ER is expensive. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, I told him, yeah, the ER is expensive. But you know what else is more expensive? A freaking funeral that is more expensive, And he thought it was so funny that I said that. I'm like, I'm not trying to make you laugh. I'm being serious. Like yeah, take it serious, So I think it started getting worse and worse. And my mom was at my mom's house. So my daughter was at my mom's house. So I just asked her to take care of Penny, if she could spend the night, whatever. And we ended up heading to the ER. We got to the ER, let's say about 10:00. Like I said, I think the way that Luis was handling himself, he was handling himself really well. Because even like maybe they didn't take him as serious. Not that they didn't take him serious, but maybe they were like, oh, like you're fine, And there was quite a bit of people when we got there to the ER. So they ended up putting us in a hallway, like in a patient chair and then like an extra little chair for us. And we were kind of just in the hallway. It was a designated area, but still I'm like, since it wasn't that big of a deal, like we didn't get a room. So they did blood work on him. They did a CT test and within 10 minutes they came back and they were like, yeah, so it's your appendix and you're going to need your appendix taken out. Yeah, and if he wasn't already pale, he was white. He was gone. Like he was like, no. I'm like, you don't really have an option.
He's like, I'm gonna go home.
Yeah, he's like, vámonos pues. I'm like, you don't have an option. Like, we need to do this right now. And since we had just ate pizza, it was like at 8 p.m. and he had been drinking water the entire time he was there. They were like, we have to wait until 6 a.m. to do surgery since you have to be on an empty stomach. So we were there from 10 p.m. just waiting in the ER for it to be 6 a.m. for them to do his surgery. And that was so uncomfortable. And obviously we didn't sleep all night. He got a little bit of sleep because they did end up giving him fentanyl and morphine for his pain.
Damn.
And I was just sitting there supporting him, you know. I did get a little 30-minute nap in, but that was it. That was all I slept that night. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. A reminder that whatever you're going through, you don't have to go through it alone.
Life is a journey. Some days feel good and others might feel overwhelming. Whatever is keeping you up at night, it's easy to feel like you have to figure it all out on your own.
But the truth is, no one has all of the answers. And no journey should be alone. Having someone with you to listen, to support, and understand you can make all of the difference.
BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the U.S.
BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. A short questionnaire helps identify your needs and preferences, and their 12 plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from their tailored recs.
With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is one of the world's largest online therapy platforms, having served over 6 million people globally. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews.
You don't have to be on this journey alone. Find support and have someone with you in therapy.
Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/spillthebeans.
That's better, HELP.com/spillthebeans. They took us back at like 4:30, started prepping him, and yeah, by 6 o'clock he was in there. It's a quick surgery. Usually it's like an hour long, 45 minutes to an hour.
Good.
Recovered for an hour, and then that was it. He stayed. He was in the, what is it called after the recovery room? I don't know, the surgery room when you're waiting. Basically, I just went, signed discharge papers, and we left right away. So
They're like, yeah, vayas a su casa.
literally, yeah.
So was it like not an invasive surgery?
No,
Okay.
it's laparoscopic. Is that
What is that?
They take a little camera, so they don't actually slice you open. They do 3 little holes in your stomach, 1 by your belly button and 2 by kind of your groin area. And they just take a camera and kind of just look at your insides with the camera. And then they take it out without having to like slice you open.
Whoa.
The instruments just kind of go in there. Yeah.
Damn.
So it's not invasive at all.
God bless medicine
I
now.
know.
Like it's so advanced. That's crazy.
I know. And they take that very serious because my mom was telling me when she went in to get her appendix taken out, they're like, we have 24 hours to take it out. Otherwise, like it could, once it's this irritated, because they said it's what causes that is an infection that your appendix get. So once it passes like 24 hours or something like that, it could erupt. So that's bad.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this does happen to a lot of people. Like it's
It is
very common.
so common.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is so scary.
And so today is, you said Wednesday? Question mark?
Wednesday question.
Today's Wednesday, and I was able to sleep well last night.
Good.
My husband slept downstairs in the couch, and I slept upstairs with Penny, and I've just been trying to take care of him. It's been yesterday was a hard day because I was running on no sleep, and then Penny was here, which my parents were here, but still, you know, like I'm her mom. She wants me for everything.
Yeah.
So, and then I was taking care of my husband. So it was just a hard day with like no sleep and, just trying to do everything for everyone. And then I was telling Blanca I was really, really tired because my parents came over and then Luis's mom came over and his brother. And it was really hard. Not really hard because I'm already kind of a bad host. So it's just really hard to just try to like accommodate to everyone. And then afterwards they left. Like usually, obviously they help you clean up a little bit. And my sister was like trying to do the dishes and I was like, girl, just go. It's fine. I'll do them. And usually I like to leave clean before I go to bed. But like I said, I was exhausted at this point. It was like midnight at this point. And I was like, I'll just do it in the morning. And my alarm, aka Penny, didn't wake up until like después de las 10 today.
Queen.
So I thought I was gonna wake up at like 8 and have time to clean up and da-da-da-da. Nada. Ahí están los trastes, ahí están. Si vienen, ahí están. No vayan a buscarlos. No, but Luis is doing good. Gracias a Dios. He's feeling better. I just went upstairs right now and I think his medicine is kind of wearing off. So he's kind of feeling down bad. He's going to take a nap, but he's feeling better.
Yeah.
And he's itching to go to work already. I'm like, you can't even stand up by he can't stand up by himself now. But I'm like, get it then. Like, relax. Slow down.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
That is so crazy.
I know.
I think it was Monday when we decided to film this week. And I was like, yeah, we'll just do, because on Tuesday, Noemi actually got me a Mother's Day facial with our friend Loriani, and I was so excited. So our whole plan was amazing. Like, I'm going to get up early. We're going to record at like 11, and then we're going to go get a matcha, and then we're going to go to my facial, and we're just going to, yap it up. And así se quedó, right? So I was like, yeah, tomorrow I have to wake up early. And I woke up, it was 8 when I woke up. I like opened my eyes. I was like, oh my God, it's 8. And I feel like 8, ya se me fue toda la mañana. So I jump up and I tell Franco, like, I'm going to go into the shower. And then I told Jonathan, I was like, you need to like take the kids. He's like, oh yeah, I'll take the kids for the morning. Cause Tuesdays he does like a lot of work for the food truck. So he's like, I'll push that back and like, I'll let you get ready so you can go, whatever. So yeah, me bañé. I was like sitting in my robe, about to start getting ready. And I was like, I should probably check my phone, right? So I checked my phone at 2:34 a.m. Hi, baby, change of plans. At the ER, Lisa's getting surgery, can't film.
Talk to you later.
I was like, well, usually I'm up at 2 a.m., but those let me sleeps, baby, they've changed my life.
No, actually, I feel like they've healed you in so many ways, because typically you would have answered right away.
I would have literally texted you back at 2:30 in the morning. And yeah, and usually like I wake up and the first thing I do is like check my phone to see whatever. But I feel like that morning I had to be here early. So I was so on schedule and on track to get here early. And so when I check it, I'm like, oh my God, girl, like, how are you? What do you need? How is he? And by that time he had already came out of surgery.
Yeah. By the time you woke up, when I texted you back, were we home already? Or
no, you were still at the hospital, but you're like, he just got out right now.
Yeah. Literally, it was so fast. His brother too. So this happened all overnight. Homeboy, he FaceTimed his mom because his mom was in Texas. He FaceTimed his mom. It was like pasada medianoche. I'm like, la vas a asustar, because he's in a hospital bed, and he originally he wasn't gonna tell her. He went to the ER. I was like, would you want Penny to tell you if you were in the ER? So then when they told him like he was getting his appendix removed, he was like, yeah, I gotta call my mom. So he FaceTimed his mom, and it was I didn't think she was going to answer because it was like ya bien tarde, but she answered. And my mom too, because she knew we were like at the ER, so she was up all night. I'm like, todos bien preocupados. And
I know.
I don't know why he said that. Something about, overnight, because his brother was like, he called me in the morning. He's like, hey, what's going on? Nobody told me that he was getting surgery. I'm like, baby, because we were here. We found out about this at midnight.
We didn't even know
we didn't know we were getting surgery. No, we didn't know he was getting surgery. He's like, wait, why does that happen? Like, he was so confused. He's like, it was all so fast. I'm like, yeah, he's in surgery now. He's about to be out, actually. And he's like, what the heck happened?
Literally, I woke up, when I read the message, I was like, oh my God, like, I've just been dilly-dallying around my life, and all of a sudden, like, you open your messages. And this is why everyone's like, when you wake up in the morning, if you want to have a zen morning, don't check your phone, don't scroll, don't do that. So yo me levanté and I was like, you know what? Today is the day.
I'm having a zen morning,
And look at me.
Yeah. Imagínate, you wouldn't have checked it till you're like in the car.
Yeah. And that was my thing, because I was like, if I open my phone and open any app, it's gonna prolong me 30 minutes. Like, I'm gonna be late. So that was my plan. And then I was like, no, I probably should check my phone. And sure enough, I was like, oh my God, thank God I did. So I could, that is so crazy. Everything happened overnight and we're just sleeping.
Yeah. And that just goes to show too, like, anything can change instantly. I know this was just like a small emergency, you could say, but
still,
we just never know. Like,
exactly. Like, I literally went to sleep and I said, tomorrow I'm going to see Noemi and I'm going to film the podcast. And in 1 hour, everything changed.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
So thank God he's good.
Yes. Gracias a Dios. He's good. He's recovering. He's just impatient. You know how he is. Yeah. He's just impatient.
So, that's what I told Jonathan and my mom. I was like, and I promise you, Luis is like, the one thing that's stressing him out right now is that he can't work.
Exactly.
That's like, he doesn't care about the pain. He doesn't care about the surgery. He's like, I can't work.
Yeah. I know the one thing when we were at the ER, he's like the only thing, because he was so nervous, my poor baby. He's just so not good with anything medical, just as any of us are. But I feel like I take like when things like that happen. If anything, I'm a really good person to have around in an emergency. Maybe not any other time, but for an emergency, I'm really calm, collected. Like I think very logically about things. And he was very, very scared, obviously, and I was just trying to calm him down, whatever. And then after a while he goes, the only good thing that's coming out of this is that I'm gonna be home a few days with you and Penny. I was like,
literally.
it's
like sometimes it's like God telling you like, okay, you need to relax,
slow
and,
down.
Slow down.
So that's what I literally thought. I'm like, this happened for a reason. Like I know it sucks that it has to happen, but maybe I'm like, you need a break too. Like he's been so like overworked, overstressed. I'm like, this was God telling you, sit your ass down.
Literally. He's like, fine. For 2 days.
I know, for 2 days, literally.
And one of them happens to be his day off.
What a coincidence.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, my ER story.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Tell us
is
what
a little
happened.
silly because my dog is a cultured king that loves corn on the cob.
He's a Mexican.
He's a full-on Mexican. He's actually like both of our dogs are bilingual. Like they understand English and Spanish. So even like Franco tries to talk to them in English. I'm like, pa, ellos te entienden, te hacen caso, whatever. So Ozo's like a cultured king. You know what? I'm saying that to give him grace because reality, he's just mañoso vibes. Like he will get into the trash. He will get like, if you leave anything on the table, on the counter, wherever, it's getting eaten. You know that it's gotten to the point where he me esculca las pañaleras.
No.
Yeah, like I'll come downstairs and everything's out of my pañalera and the snacks are gone. The other day, he ate, when was it? I think last week, someday last week, I came downstairs to see that he went through my diaper bag.
Oh my God.
And I had a full bag of lollipops, like, those healthy lollipops, the lollies or whatever.
Sweet pop, yeah.
He ate them.
All of them?
All of them.
And he swallowed the sticks.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So keep that in mind, right? That happened one day. I was like,
just a little background info.
I know. And honestly, like Ozo has always, since the day that we got him, has always had stomach issues, right? He had fucking Giardia, I think is what it's called. He had a bunch of things. Like I'm just used to him having upset tummy. Like he's very delicate.
Sensitive, yes.
Yes, in that area.
What is it called? IBS for dogs?
Yes, exactly. So eso pasó. And then Ozo, every time my mom makes albondigas, he gets into the corn. Like one time, my mom was so mad because she was about to recalentarlas and she left the whole thing out, like the little Tupperware. And sure enough, she's like, habían 5 elotes y nomás hay 2. And guess who ate them? Ozo. How do we know? Because he threw them up. So that had already happened. Like we already knew he liked corn. So anyways, last week it snowed. My mom made albondigas, whatever. Así se quedó. Usually there's evidence or usually we see him getting into stuff. So we didn't see any of that, whatever. Así se quedó. And on Thursday, my mom las recalentó. Y así se quedó. She ate albondigas, no pasa nada. And on Friday morning, Ozo woke up with an upset stomach. And by that, I mean, I came downstairs and there was 5 puddles of throw up on the floor. And usually like we're always like, benefit of the doubt, it could be Chai, it could be Ozo. They both like to get into stuff, but usually it's Ozo. So whatever, we clean it up. And the whole day he's giving vibes that he's not feeling good, but he's like pretty okay. Saturday comes around and we wake up to more throw up and we're like, oh my God, it's probably Ozo. So that's when we started like taking it a little bit serious and we're like, okay, we need to like boil chicken. We need to, get his tummy feeling better. And that day, I think he was still not showing too many concerning signs. So I was like, he'll be fine because he threw up that morning, but he didn't throw up any time during the day. But then Sunday morning on Mother's Day, I come downstairs and there's more throw up, but this time it smells like diarrhea.
That's crazy.
It's disgusting. Like I was literally like gagging while I was cleaning it up. And I was like, wait, but this doesn't make sense. Cause like I said, he's thrown up quite a lot throughout his life and it never, like it always smells like food or grass or whatever. And so I estoy on Google. My dog is throwing up and it smells like diarrhea. Like, what do I do? And it's like, well, then that means that something is wrong in his digestion and he cannot poop. So now it's like coming up the other way. So now that it kind of means that there's an obstruction in his intestine. And when you're like feeling sick and you Google it and they're like,
It's cancer.
It's cancer. You're gonna die tomorrow. You're like, nah, it's my anxiety talking. So I like read it. I was like, nah, he's always sick. Like he's gonna be okay. So I was like, I'm just gonna boil him more chicken, more rice, y ya va a estar bien. Well, no, baby. It started getting scary because he was not touching his food or water. And that, like I said, is mañoso. So he loves human food. Like human food is his shiz. And he didn't touch it. He didn't even smell the chicken. He didn't even get close to it. We put it out for him. Did not touch it at all whatsoever. So we're like, oh, there's something majorly wrong. And we're like, maybe it is that. And he drank some water and then he instantly threw it up. So like, that does not look okay at all. Right, yeah. So we like go on Google, we search up his vet and it's closed on Sunday. So we're like, shoot, do you think, like, you know how sometimes you're like, I think I'm okay to wait until tomorrow to go see my doctor instead of going to the emergency room? We're like, should we just wait it out and see if he'll like be okay? And like, if he shows any more concerning signs, we'll take him right now, because he was still drinking a little bit of water. And obviously the scariest thing is for him to get dehydrated. So we're like, if he's still like kind of drinking a little bit of water, I think what's going to be fine. And so no, we get back from Mother's Day dinner and Jonathan went outside and he's like, he looks so lethargic and he was struggling to go up the steps. And Jonathan comes out. He's like, I'm taking him to the hospital. Like, get the back of the car ready. He's leaving right now. And he was terrified. And like, now I was terrified. And you know, it was so sad because obviously, like, you always think worst case scenario, right? Like, he probably is infected or something's going on. So I like say bye to him, like, bye, bud. Like, I'll see you. And because we're so used to him having stomach problems, like he's been on meds his whole life. He's allergic to everything. So he has allergy medicine, all the things. So
he just had one of those cones on too, right?
Oh, he just got neutered.
Oh, that's true.
He just got a surgery. Anda bien operado, mi compa. He just got surgery a month ago. Ya bien tuneado. No se le acerquen, ¿eh? Acérquenle porque ya no puede tener bebés. So yeah, whatever. Jonathan texts me like 2 hours later, probably. He's like, he got x-rays and he's like, guess what they think it is? And he's like, hint, we ate them last week. And I'm like, is it corn? He's like, yes. And he's like, it's so funny because they come out and they're like, the radiologist thinks that it's like a corn on the cob. And then Jonathan was like, oh my God. He's like, yeah, it definitely is, because we know that he likes to freaking get into it, and we had just had albondigas, and so they're like, yeah, he's gonna have to get that like taken out. Like, it wasn't like he can't throw it up. Yeah, estaba like it was obstructed in his intestines, so everything was irritated around, and they said that he's like, he needs to come in for surgery. Like, that's the only way that it will do it. No, obviously, like his intestine could burst, and that's deadly. So Jonathan's like, no, for sure. And dude, like, they're like, yeah, it's gonna be around $4,000 to $6,000. I was like, up front. Oh, nice. So yeah, I feel like if you guys have pet insurance, please let me know if it's worth it, because I think we should have had pet insurance. So yeah, they're like, you need to leave him here, because he was so down bad. He hadn't ate, he hadn't drink water. They had to pump him up with like a lot of fluid to get him healthy enough to go into surgery. So he came home like around 12:30 and left him there overnight. And at 4 a.m, he went into surgery. No, he went into surgery at 2 a.m, came out at 4, and then at 8 they called us and they're like, everything went well, like he's looking good. But he did have to stay for like almost a whole day there. He spent another night at the hospital, and he came home yesterday with a huge rajada in his stomach, dude. And you know the worst part? They're like, yeah, like you have to be so careful with him, because if he starts licking at it and like one of his sutures falls off and then all of them fall off, like you will be picking up intestines off the floor.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
thank you so much for that.
Let's not. So he has a cone on. We put Chai in a kennel because we're scared that maybe she'll start looking at it. Because when he came home, Jonathan said that she was like smelling him and like trying to lick at it because there's like blood. Terrible, girl. Like, pobrecito, me da tanta lástima. Like, just seeing your dog, because you know, so like he'd be up and running and trying to get
all up in your face.
He wants to exactly. He's a social king, and right now he's literally just there.
I know.
So sad, pobrecito. Pero gracias a Dios, they gave Jonathan the container with the corn.
Was it big?
What? Guess what else was in there?
What? Las paletas.
2 wrappers. So they're like, yeah, like it just got obviously like the plastic and then the corn, like it wasn't gonna go nowhere, and they can't digest corn. Imagine trying to poop that shit out.
But like that's a corn on the cob that's thick.
Yeah, and they said like the wrappers were there, but obviously like he digested the paleta itself because it's like a candy, whatever. But yeah, the corn on the cob, there's no way that could ever be digested.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, oh my
corn
God,
doesn't even digest. How could the cob
period
digest?
Exactly. So yeah, he had this crazy surgery, and I feel like that's like right now. I said medicine is so advanced now, that's so crazy, but like vets, like I was just thinking about them like shaving him, opening his stomach, and like going in there and getting like,
yeah,
y'all are crazy amazing. Anyone that works in healthcare, any type of healthcare, shout out to you, man, because that is
seriously
so insane.
Seriously. I'm sorry, I just remembered something that I didn't talk about.
What?
Seriously, shout out to healthcare workers, because you guys go through it. Because when we were in the ER, there was this girl. I'm gonna guess she was like teenage to maybe early 20s, and as soon as she walked into the ER, she was screaming at the top of her lungs the entire time. It was actually really scary. Luisa and I were like, it was like very eerie because she was like screaming, "Get me out of here!" But like screaming at the top of her lungs, "Get me out of here! Get me out of here!" She was like, "It hurts! It hurts! You're hurting me!" Like it. I don't want to assume, but like me and Luis were like, I don't know, like something's not right. Like the whole hospital heard, well, at least the whole emergency area heard her. And I think she was younger too, because I watched her walk by. Well, she was in a wheelchair, and I watched the nurses take her, and she was with 2 other people. So I'm thinking she was like younger maybe, because like she couldn't like take care of herself. But like it was really scary and eerie, and I hope that girl's okay. But it was really scary for us, like just hearing that, because like you're in the ER and she's just like screaming. It sounded like this is a bad comparison, but you know, like when we go to like the haunted houses and stuff, and you hear screaming like that. That's what it was. It sounded like.
So scary.
Yeah. So.
You know, Jonathan also said that the emergency room was scary because he's like, when I pulled up, like there was a family there crying, sobbing, and they were putting their dog down. And then he said while he was in there, a lady came in like screaming, crying, throwing up with her cat in her arms. And she was like, I just got home from work and I found him there. And that they took him, and they're like, we're so sorry, like we think he had a cardiac arrest, and like obviously no one was there. She's like, because she had thought that he had hit himself. And he's like, we didn't find any injuries, so the most probable cause was like a heart attack. I know. And she was, Jonathan's like, she was not okay. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that is so sad. He's like, yeah, I wanted to get out of there, because he's like, God bless Ozo, please let him get out of here, because it's like emergency rooms are so scary, you know? Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
and for a lot of people, pets are their everything. Like
they really are though, and like they've already, like, not even they're your everything, but you're their everything. Like you taking them to the hospital, you're their whole world. And I like Chai was crying when Ozo left. She first of all, she's like so anxiously attached to Ozo because they're always together. Obviously, like they've never lived a day without each other, because they met when they were both like little tiny puppies. And she was like crying. So when he didn't come home, I feel like she was like, what the hell? Like, where's my husband/brother at? And
crazy.
And yeah, it was like so sad. And then like when Jonathan and I were talking, because obviously like you have to talk about these crazy expenses, right? Like $6,000. And at first they're like, well, it could be like $2,000, it could be $3,000. It like solely depends on how invasive it has to get, how many drugs. Like he was on fentanyl too. It depends on all of that, like whatever they have to give him. And we're like, gracias a Dios que tenemos. But I was like, damn, like that is a hard hit. Even the nurses there at the ER were telling him like, we're so sorry. Like, we know this is so expensive. He's like, but pues así, you know, like
that's what has to happen.
Yeah. They're like, but así es la vida.
Paid up.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about. We're like, it's so crazy. Like those expenses come out of nowhere, and even I feel like that's why a lot of us are always so hesitant on like our pain and like going to the doctor and doing, because like genuinely speaking, where do you pull that money out of if you don't have it?
Exactly.
And then you go into medical debt, and then you go to collections, and then now you can't afford your hospital visit. Oh, but guess what? Now your credit is shit because I went to collections. Like that is. If the government is
Literally.
y'all gotta fix your shit.
We gotta figure something out because it is hard. It is really why a lot of us don't get checked up. You know, I haven't. This is so bad. I'm about to call myself out. Before having Penny, I hadn't been to the doctor since I was like 21, and that was only because I knew I had to go get the what's it called when they open you up? The pap smear.
Open you up.
The pap smear.
Yeah.
And then obviously when I had Penny, well, I can't neglect my child's health. Like that would
Now
literally
you
be
have to take her to
child abuse. Yeah. So I would only go because I was pregnant. And after that, again, I haven't been back except for last 2 weeks because of my wrist, but that was it.
Exactly. And that's what I like. I always think about that. You have to, you have to come in annually for your annual exam, and then you have to go to the dentist, and then you have to go here, and then you have to. I'm like,
¿Con qué dinero?
baby girl, like, first of all, that is already expensive. And then insurance on top of that is so expensive for a family of 4.
Mm-hmm. And then insurance helps, but it's still, you still have to pay insurance. And then on top of it, you have to pay your copay, your this, your that. This didn't cover everything.
And then your insurance will be like, actually, your pediatrician is out of network, so now you're going to have to pay out of pocket.
Entonces, ¿para qué tengo aseguranza?
That's literally our nightmare that happened last year with us, guys. We had gotten like this amazing insurance, which was so expensive. It was like $1,200. And obviously the only thing we were doing was like the kids' checkups. And 5 months into it, they're like, oh, we don't take your insurance. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, you have to sign this paper that you know that you're willingly bringing your kids to someone that is out of network.
Pero no sabías.
So I'm like, so now I'm paying $1,200 a month on top of the whole payment for my child. Because I'm not going to take them to another pediatrician when they've gone to the same one since they were born, you know? Mm-hmm. So that was a scam. And then on top of that, you have to pay a fee when you have to pay a fee to the IRS if you don't have healthcare.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness gracious, girl. That is so insane. Like, I will never understand our healthcare policies at all because everything's expensive. Insurance. Okay. Oh, and Medicaid. Oh, you don't qualify for Medicaid. Sorry, baby. Like
a lot of people don't qualify for Medicaid. My sister was just telling me this girl that she knows was on Medicaid forever because she was barely like working part-time. She had a baby. And when you have a baby, I think you get on like emergency.
Oh yeah, you can
Medicaid,
get on
right?
emergency
if you need it. Mm-hmm. And now they filed. Her and her boyfriend filed taxes, and since they filed together, she's like, "Oh, my Medicaid's gone because
then they counted it as her income too." That is so crazy, isn't it?
I know.
And you know what? Another thing that's great. I'm like, now I'm just gonna vent about.
Now
Medicare.
We're here.
I'm like, now listen to this. My sisters growing up were on Medicaid, obviously, because you guys know, like, we had nothing growing up, and they were on Medicaid.
Was I. Queen.
I couldn't get on it, Queen, because I had no social security number. So
you're also a queen.
So por eso no fui a dentista toda mi vida. Just kidding. No, we went. Thankfully, there's like discounted clinics.
Yeah.
God bless, you know. But yeah, so my sister needed braces. Obviously, like you can tell when you need braces. They go, I think that's an aesthetic need. Like we won't cover it because it's aesthetic. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you can look at her teeth.
Look at her.
Sorry, we all had pretty messed up teeth. Right? Oh, not all of us, actually. Just me and Heman.
You're like, look at her.
Just, baby, open your mouth, smile at them. You think this is aesthetic? You think, like, how are you gonna fix this without braces? And how are you gonna tell me that you don't qualify? So literally, like, she had to pay out of pocket like $3,000, and that was like at an affordable clinic, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was at my clinic. Shout out Dr. Greg. He
Gregorio.
Literally no, and you guys know. I mean, so many of my followers went to Dr. Greg because he get $150 a month for your braces.
I think I'm gonna need to see him.
Call him up, schedule a visit. But yeah, like that's what we had to pay out of pocket for our braces. Jimena porque no calificaba, yo pues porque I really didn't qualify, you know. But that's crazy. I'm like, how are you gonna look at their teeth and be like, I know that's an aesthetic need. I'm like, y'all are crazy. Like, what do you genuinely like? I want her to go into the Medicaid offices and be like, what do you need? What do they need to look like for you to put braces on? Like, that's crazy.
What qualifies you? And also, who are the people that get to decide? Like, tú sí, tú no.
Yeah, and I think that's so sad because growing up, obviously, like nobody ever knew, right? Like, oh, they don't have money or they don't have, unless you were talking about it, which kids don't talk about it. But you can tell, you know? And there's a saddest thing I saw on TikTok the other day. It's like, I can tell how much my parents were struggling because of the way my dental health is today. Like, that is so freaking sad because there's so many kids that are so insecure about their smiles, and they like, just because they qualify for Medicaid, but guess what? Medicaid will not cover your braces. Like, what?
Yeah, I remember I went to an appointment once too, and my teeth are a little bit straighter now. They were never like really, really crooked, but I was a little bit insecure about them. And they told me the same thing, but my smile was not, that bad. For me, it was more aesthetic, but since I had Medicaid, I was like, well, might as well try. And yeah, they were like, no, girl,
don't try. Don't try again. Get out
of here.
Yeah, that's insane, guys. I don't know. I mean, can you guys please tell us what insurance you have? Do you have pet insurance, and do you recommend it? Because
I hear people say when you have a breed that's like super delicate, like a breed like that,
you should have
it.
Golden doodles are so special, especial. Iba a decir, sorry. English is my second language. I get a little bit confused here and there. But we asked you guys to send a few of your like crazy ER stories, or when your week was already going wrong and nothing else could go wrong and then it did. So we're gonna do a little bit of a rapid fire because I have to get out of here, unfortunately. But yeah, let's go ahead and start.
Oh, this one's juicy.
Let me see.
Okay, my friend faked a pregnancy. When she got her period, we went to the ER with her man.
I'm dead. So she faked a miscarriage, perhaps?
Maybe.
Okay, my cousin was 16, fainted at school, and was told she was either diabetic or pregnant. She said she prayed she would be diabetic, but guess what? God had other plans. In school, the entirety of my senior year, I would wake up with that like feeling of like, fuck, I'm pregnant. And like my only thing, because I had a few friends that fell pregnant in high school, and my only goal, which is so crazy, was like to not be a pregnant teen, like to beat teen pregnancy. Mm-hmm. That was my dream. Like I was like, if I beat teen pregnancy, yeah, fregué. Mm-hmm. And my whole senior year, I was like, I'm pregnant. I would.
You like, still think like that though?
Look, I'm pregnant. I'd be bloated. I'd be like, yep, 3 months. And mind you, I was on the implant, so it's really hard to get pregnant. But I was always like, I'm the 1%. I would be the 1%.
Oh my god!
And I still to this day.
I'm like, that's still you. You haven't changed.
Pregnant. I'm done.
Oh, gallbladder surgery at 1 month postpartum. Recovery is definitely worse than postpartum.
Oh, my mom's told me that. She said that was quite possibly the worst surgery she could have ever had.
Yeah, I hear it's really, really bad. My dad had it too.
My sister went to the emergency room thinking she had an ulcer and left with a surprise baby.
Aww.
Did you ever watch that show? I didn't know I was pregnant.
No, but I always wanted to watch it. Like if it was ever on my TikTok or whatever, like I watched that because I'm like, that's insane.
That is so crazy.
Oh my gosh. I had a postpartum hemorrhage after delivery. Doctor removed a 6-pound blood clot manually. I almost died. Oh my gosh.
6 pounds?
I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, what the heck?
That is so scary.
Girl, I was pregnant with my first, and my morning sickness was very horrible. I was doing ER visit like normal to get hydrated because I couldn't even drink water. Oh my God. One time I got a guy nurse that OMG stank like garlic so bad. Keep in mind, I was already almost dying, and this nurse was asking me so much that I said, ew, I can't take this garlic smell, and threw up in front of him.
On him, she said.
And when he left, I had to ask for another nurse. I was like, this my whole pregnancy.
Oh my God.
That is crazy. Like, it's so insane how crazy your symptoms can get when you're pregnant.
And you have no control
over it.
Like,
I feel like you could very well normally be like, oh, like you stink, but I can pull through. But when you're pregnant,
no,
you can't do nothing. You can't fake it till you make it.
No. Oh, I broke my pinky toe on Mother's Day morning. The same toe I broke 6 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
That sucks. And I heard it's so easy to break your toes.
Really?
Yeah. Like if you stub your toe, they're so little and breakable.
Imagine they're broken right now.
I'm like, I can't see any of these.
Oh, I screenshotted a big one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Girl, I love when these are like something like, yep, I'm sat. When I was in high school, I missed 2 days of school, Thursday and Friday, because my stomach was hurting really, really bad. And that Friday, my dad took me to the doctor. The doctor made me touch my toes and jump up and down 5 times. And she was like, okay, just a stomach bug. I fucking hate that. When you think you're like dying, they're like, you just got an infection. Go
Por
home.
eso no voy al doctor yo.
Literally. Coming up on that Monday, I still didn't feel good and I missed school. So my dad was like, okay, I'm going to take you to the hospital. At the hospital, they made me take a pregnancy test and they were asking me when my last period was. Mind you, I was a virgin at the time. They were running all these tests on me and until they did an ultrasound, and turns out it was my appendix and it was about to burst. So I was rushed into the emergency surgery and I missed school for like 3 weeks because I was really swollen and couldn't walk. And the funny part is that nobody believed me, not even my parents or the doctors that admitted me in. When the nurse found out that it was my appendix, she asked me, did the doctor not make you jump up and down? And when you went into your appointment, I told her, yeah. And she was like, okay, that's common. And you weren't supposed to be able to do that if it was your appendix because you're supposed to be in excruciating pain. Girl, I me estaba aguantando.
Oh, see, that's what I'm telling you about Luis. Because he didn't seem like he was that bad. Like, I think he was just trying to be like, it's nothing. Yeah. It's nothing.
Can you imagine this poor girl jumping up and down? She's like, no me duele, no me duele. Oh, like a stomach bug. Go home. And that's so scary because it could burst and then it could, like, you could go into sepsis.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You know, and thank God the doctors took Luis serious right away because they weren't just like, go home. They took a test and that's what they should have done with her.
Yeah.
Not just send her home, at least do a test. Like,
it's because it's like the doctors that she's like, did they not make you jump up and down? And she's like, yeah. She's like, well, you couldn't have been able to do that. She's like, I know, me estaba aguantando.
She's like, but I did.
But it's so funny because don't you think like growing up with Hispanic parents, I'm like, pues aguántate.
Yeah. You know what? Okay. I don't know if your parents would tell you this, but like when you were feeling sick and if you started laughing, it's like,
yeah,
pues no estás enferma, mira.
Pues no que estabas enferma.
Ajá.
A ver, ¿por qué te estás riendo?
Literally, I'm like, ¿qué tiene que ver una cosa con la otra?
Estás enferma, pero estás viendo ese teléfono, ¿verdad? Like, I remember when I would stay home from being sick, I literally had to lay there and just stare at the ceiling because if I even looked at my phone, dude, my parents would be like, get up and get your ass to school.
Yeah. If you can look at your phone, you can do your work.
Like, I can't drive, I promise.
Oh my God.
That is crazy. Oh my God. What? Do you see that one?
Hold on, let me refresh.
It says 22 weeks pregnant with the most healthiest boy and then lost him due to a short cervix.
That is so sad.
sorry.
I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
I have seen so many of those stories lately on TikTok. That your cervix like thins out super early on, and that's when your labor starts, but there's so little, you know. I've heard that so much. It's so sad.
That is so heartbreaking.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's scary.
That's
they usually
scary.
do like what is it? They have like a procedure where they try to tighten it or like close it. Mm-hmm. It's like a cervix cerclage or something. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I don't know the actual term, but yeah, they like try to keep your cervix. But obviously, like if you don't know, pues,
yeah, how do you find that out?
Yeah,
I know. I'm so sorry.
So sorry. That's so sad. They poked me 13 times just to put my epidural in. You know how terrifying that. 13 times while you're in labor.
No,
absolutely. No. You are strong.
You're a warrior because that's crazy.
That made me sick.
Were they like practicing or what the heck? Because that's insane.
Well, when was it? I was at the doctor one time. I think it was like at one of my appointments for my pregnancy. And they were like, oh, we have a student teacher. Like, is it okay if she comes in? And I was like, if they were going to say, like, if she does it, and I was going to say no, but she's like, is it okay if she comes in and, like, watches? I'm like, yeah, but don't fucking touch me. Just kidding. I'm so
Stay
sorry.
back. No, I know. I know you have to learn, but it's just scary.
Yeah, but
it's really scary.
I'm thinking, like, her getting poked 13 times for that epidural, because even just putting the IV in when you're about to give labor,
that's one of the worst parts of labor.
Exactly. The hand one?
Yes. I had 3 or 4 different IVs because one of them wasn't working.
Oh my
So then they left it in there. They didn't take it out. They left it in there my entire time.
They're like, I
did another one. And that's why I couldn't hold Penny as soon as I had her because it was hurting. I couldn't move my arm. I'm all trauma
like, and I haven't opened up about that, so now I'm gonna cry. Vent out, baby.
No,
Let
we
it
should
out.
talk about our labor because there was so many things that kind of happened like in my labor that I'm like it's not bad, but
like I feel
good.
like now you're like I didn't even have time to process that.
Exactly. Yeah,
I'm down.
And you have 2 stories two stories to talk about.
I feel like my first labor was pretty straightforward. Like she came in, pushed it out, and I was done. I was like, let's go home.
Isn't that best case scenario?
That was the best case scenario. I feel like my Belen's labor could have been beautiful and perfect, but my doctor was a piece of shit. Okay.
Unfortunately.
Allegedly. I had to get emergency surgery after giving birth as I was bleeding out. Mind you, this was during COVID and my husband was the only one with me. They made me sign paperwork under anesthesia, literally signing my life away. Why did they think I was capable of knowing what I was signing? Gracias a Dios, everything worked out, but some procedures are not followed. My husband was listed in my medical power of attorney. Oh my God.
So scary.
But I also feel like during COVID, these doctors were, and I feel like I'm not trying to blame them and be like, you guys were like out of pocket, but I mean, I think
it's just so many cases.
Yeah, and I feel like it's really hard to work under that pressure of like, not only am I trying to get this girl to have a positive labor or like to have a healthy labor, but then there's COVID and I know that I can't go. You know, like
I know it's hard. It's like, ¿cómo se dice? Están entre la espada y la pared.
Exactly. I stepped on a toothpick and half of it got stuck inside my bottom foot by my fat toe. It's because I thought she said by my fat toe. Went to the ER. They took an x-ray, didn't see anything. Days later, went to Mexico. They did x-rays and nothing. 10 years later, it traveled almost all the way up to my tobillo. Had biopsy surgery and they took the toothpick out. That thing was intact. I'll try to send you guys a picture. Please, baby. I'm trying to put it on the screen. 10 years later.
It just traveled. I wonder if like, could you feel it? Like, because okay, like the arm implant, the arm implant, you can feel it. How could it travel?
Maybe
like
it was like right in the middle, so you couldn't. I don't think you could feel it because they couldn't even see it in the X-rays.
That's true. That's crazy.
How can it travel? I guess every time you step, it's just like, oh heck no, girl.
You know what? Luis knows this guy that he actually sued Village Inn in Greeley because he bit a toothpick and it like he swallowed it and it did damage to like his intestines and bowel and stuff. So he ended up winning some money because of that. I'm like,
that's crazy. And it's crazy how fast that can happen. Even like swallowing a espina de un pescado.
That is my biggest fear.
Maybe.
I mean, I have a lot of
fish.
Yeah, unfortunately I love fish, but I'm so scared.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Oh my God. You guys have some crazy stories, girl.
Yeah.
I hope that we never have to go to the ER. Actually, just shut up, girl. I'm not even going to speak it.
Don't even, I know.
No hables.
Cancel that.
Yeah, literally. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in on this week's episode. I know things were a little bit rough at the beginning because we haven't been on here for a while.
I know, we're getting back to, but look we bounced back. Our chemistry is undeniable.
If you guys have any ideas or any topics you would like us to talk about, please let us know. We're open to anything, honestly, whatever you guys are ready for. Pop culture, conspiracies, story times, confessions, lo que sea, lo que quieran queremos. So please let us know.
If you're down, I'm down.
Exactly. You guys are the reason we're here. So thank you so much for sticking by us and for tuning in this week. And we hear you, and we will never do another best of episode for you guys again. Even though like she's tea, you know, like it's kind of recapping our favorite moments, but yeah.
Era necesario. And we're back.
Es justo y necesario.
But now we're back and here we are, ready to be here every single Friday for you.
And we will see you guys
in the next one.
Bye.